a tour of my pepper plants. We're gonna start off with the ghost pepper, which is huge. It's a huge plant, but it only has blooms and it hasn't produced any peppers. And I'm starting to think that it might be because of the temperature. It's been over 100 degrees for a month now, so maybe that's why. But as you can see, it's huge and it has quite a few flowers. It's one of my favorite plants because I'd never grown such a big plant. I mean, the video doesn't do its justice. It doesn't show how big it is. Then I planted some basil. And then this is a yellow bell pepper that I grew from seed because someone was gonna grow it in their yard, but then they decided that they didn't want it. And then that's I don't know what type of bell pepper it is because it was in a bell mix. And right here we have the poblano, which you can see it's already very big. It grew a lot since last time, and I'm not sure if that's gonna make it, but I think it's gonna start producing soon. And as you can see, even though I didn't top it, it branched out. It has like 3 branches like going to the sides, or maybe they topped it, who knows, because I bought the plant like that. And then we have the jalapeno, the red chili, and the potapeño. And the potapeño is the one that's surprising me the most because it's the smallest plant, yet it has the most amount of peppers. And this one's starting to produce a lot too. It's flowering a lot, and it has a few peppers which start pointing up and then they start moving down. And I have a ripe one. I had another one, but I already picked it up. And then the jalapeno still only has 1 jalapeno, but maybe it's gonna produce more because it has more flowers and more buds coming. And like I said, the plants are huge. Then we have the habaneros, which started growing a little bit in the last few days, but it doesn't have any flowers, only this flower. It had a lot of flowers, but then it stopped producing flowers. I don't know why. Maybe it'll produce flowers again and maybe finally produce peppers. And then we have the cayenne. They're the tallest peppers I have right now, but it's the same story. They only produce flowers, but they drop them. And like I said, it might be because of the temperature. And then we have the sweet banana, which actually grew a lot as well. And I'm not sure if it's gonna keep the flowers, but it's about to flower. And then we have the serranos, which also grew. And I did harvest about 8 serranos the other day, and they were already ripe. And there are a few peppers that are ripening, as you can see. And yep, that's an update for my pepper plants. And I'm gonna show them to you from a different angle right now. This is a nice angle to look at them. Kind of looks like a forest, but of peppers. And maybe you can tell how big the ghost pepper is from this angle. I've never grown such a. I mean, I've grown tall peppers before, but not wide peppers, because this is quite wide. I'm gonna bring it into the floor, and then when it's on the floor, I'll show you because it's easier to tell when it's in the floor. As you can see, this is a quite different perspective. This plant is just huge. No matter from what angle you see it from, it looks huge. It's almost like a little tree already. Well, Yeah, 'cause I assume it's gonna continue growing. And it's still big even though a branch was knocked down. Let me see where it was. Well, you can't even tell anymore. Oh, it was right here. Because if that hadn't broken up, this plant would be like square. Because it kind of looks like a square, and it's missing this part, but it would kind of look like a square. But I assume that every plant that I have, if you look it from the top, it's gonna look bigger than if you look it from the side. And I'm starting to wonder, or I'm starting to think that I'll have to move it from the spot it was in. I don't think it's gonna fit there anymore, because it's already touching the fence, and I don't want it to start deforming because of that. So I'll have to move it somewhere else by itself. But yeah, even though it hasn't produced any peppers, this is still my favorite plant to look at because it's just a beautiful plant. I come every day and admire it because, I've never had a plant like this. Wow, even the cayands look huge when they're there on the floor. They look really big, really tall. And I mean, they are really tall. But you just get a different perspective if you look at them from like a bird's side. Is that how you say it? A bird's point of view side? I forgot what the saying is, but damn, I really like this perspective. Looking them down. Well, actually, let me just see how the habaneros look, and then I'll finish the video. Wow, from the place they were in, they actually didn't look that big, but now from this perspective, they look kind of big. Damn. This is why peppers are my favorite plants, because they're so beautiful to look at. And they're tasty as well. So it's a win-win. Well, that's gonna be it for this video.